my beautiful witches, AD here, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't noticed, I've been gone for a little while, and I'm sorry about that. Just have a lot going on in my life, but I'm back, and during the best time of the year, which is spring, means that winter's gone, everybody's having a good time, it's nice outside, I can kind of get ready to, like, you know, for the sunlight and birds and bees chirping, everybody's excited, right? Yay, we're excited for spring! Also, Easter's coming up, and Easter is one of my favorite holidays because it also is something that celebrates the springtime and new beginnings. Easter is based off of a pagan goddess named Eostre or Ostara. Eostre, I prefer to call her because it's based off of the Anglo-Saxon version of it. Eostre was a springtime goddess that governed the cycles of fertility, and with that, her symbol was the egg. Her name is also the root of the word estrogen, which is a female hormone that basically helps with the development and the maintenance of the female organs, and also aspects of female fertility. Also, her moon or her full moon, which is based off of the lunar calendar, marked the beginning of her month, which is Eostre Monath, which is the Anglo-Saxon version of the month of April. So the pagan Easter is celebrated at the first moon after the spring equinox, but some people like to celebrate it like the regular Easter Sunday day, which is on the first Sunday after the full moon after the spring equinox. That was a little confusing, but I mean, it's after the spring equinox. And the way we celebrate is just having a really big feast. It's a celebration of the springtime and new beginnings and basically everything that spring has to offer. So now that we have a little bit of the history of Easter, I want to talk about some of the symbols that we see a lot. Most of the time we'll see Easter bunnies or Easter eggs or, you know, hot crust buns are like a huge thing. Everybody eats them and nobody really knows what they mean. Well, the egg, of course, is a symbol of fertility, but they're also a symbol of immortality and rebirth. And also, there's something called the philosopher's egg, which in alchemy basically symbolizes the seed of the spiritual life which begins to transform within the egg. So now moving on to the Easter bunny, you see all these cute little Easter bunnies around and they're like super cute, but where does that come from? The Easter bunny is based off a nocturnal animal called the hare, which is in the same family as a rabbit or a bunny, and they're a symbol of fertility. When you see people or hear people talking about, you know, banging like bunnies, it's because bunnies really just like to do things together, and they're a huge symbol of fertility. And because they're nocturnal animals, they share a lot of qualities with the moon. The qualities that are actually symbolic of rebirth and resurrection. And when you think about the Easter bunny, you wonder why it's not called an Easter rabbit or an Easter hare. It's because the word bun is an Old English or Anglo-Saxon word for the shape of the rabbit's tail, or the bun shape of the rabbit's tail. So they call them bunnies because of their little bun-shaped tails. It's really cute. Speaking of buns, hot crust buns, the best thing ever. You see hot crust buns and everybody's eating them at Easter, but no one really tells you what they represent or what they come from. They're representative of the sun wheel, which is also called Odin's wheel or the Celtic wheel. And they also represent the shape of the sun or the moon. They also have a cross in the middle which separates them into 4 sections. And these sections represent the 4 seasons, which is kind of cool because it's like a wheel of the year, like in your bun. You're eating a wheel of the year, like right there. It represents the sun, the moon, and the 4 seasons. It's great. And it's also cool because it's representative of what the ancients used to eat during this time. The Greeks, the Romans, the ancient Egyptians, they all used to eat wheat cakes during this time in order to celebrate the coming of spring. And now on to my favorite thing during this time, chocolate. We see a lot of chocolate during this time. See chocolate bunnies, chocolate eggs, and everything. But why is that? Why do they have a lot of chocolate during this time? Because chocolate contains mood-lifting substances which basically helps create a mood or a theme or a feeling of euphoria. Chocolate's melting point is also the same as our blood temperature, so it makes it feel really smooth and sensual as we eat it. And because of this, it's considered an aphrodisiac, which the word comes from the Greek goddess of love, Aphrodite. It's also given as a gesture of love in most parts of the world. And chocolate is considered super sacred in some cultures, especially when it was first discovered. People went nuts. Its botanical name, Theobroma cacao, means food of the gods in Greek, meaning it's super sacred to a lot of people. Moving on to activities. There are a lot of things that you can do in Easter, and one of the biggest things is decorating eggs. Decorating eggs really connects you to your family and your ancestors. There's one thing you can do if you study runes. You can decorate 29 eggs based off of the 29 Anglo-Saxon runes, or 24 if you study the Elder Forthark. Then you can place it in a basket and cover it up, and then invite a bunch of friends over, and each of them can draw a rune or draw an egg from the basket. Once they draw the egg, they can either take in the rune by reading the rune poem and eating the egg, or they can just give it back and let someone else pick it. Or you can color one egg for each of your ancestors that you'd like to honor, have a little ritual for them, place them on your altar, and then after that, after the ritual is over, you can have an offering by placing them underground. Make sure that you don't bury them anywhere in a public place or anything like that. You want to bury them somewhere that's closest to you, somewhere on a piece of land that you own, obviously. Also think about maybe coloring the eggs with natural dyes, maybe some beets, carrots, anything that's natural instead of buying store-bought dye. Doing it yourself also connects you with your ancestors, yourself, your life, and your family. That's all I have for you guys today. Let me know if you have any questions and tell me how you plan on celebrating Easter. Let me know this in the comments below and please subscribe for more. Thanks!